I pleaded innocent, and I proved my case. I'm not sure.
He pled innocent and proved his.
What?
He pled innocent and proved his.
Well, why doesn't he come out and talk to us then? What's his problem?
What do you mean, what is his problem?
Why doesn't he want to talk to the public? He called up...
I believe he does want to talk to the public, sir. But cooler heads have prevailed.
Well, apparently some cooler heads have prevailed to tell him to keep his mouth shut.
Which is a real smart thing to do when you have civil litigation pending against you.
Absolutely, because you don't have to have the evidence to prove you innocent or acquit you. I mean, it's not going to take much to put that. You know, Bob, I'm willing to bet you this other nickel that he's going to be found. He's going to pay some money to the Goldman. I guarantee it.
So?
And it doesn't take quite as much weight to swing that little group of people as it did this other one. So the black jury that acquitted him.
The other black jury that acquitted him. Oh, so you mean they're going to get a good white jury?
I believe that. Hey, Bob, now I'm going to blow smoke.
Maybe another good white jury of psychics like yourself that know everything about this case without knowing anything about it at all.
I know as much as anybody else around.
Precisely, that was my point. 576 WSUN in Pinellas and Hillsborough, 221 WSUN. Let us do a lady in St. Petersburg. Hi, lady in St. Petersburg. You're on the air at WSUN.
Hey, yeah, I'm probably one of the few older white women in the United States who've always...
No, Sharon's here too, man.
O.J. was innocent from the start. I'm amazed. I'm totally amazed after this man was found innocent by a jury that was not totally black. And the reaction in the papers, the reaction from organizations like NOW, they just have totally disregarded. This man has been found innocent, and they continue.
Well, Now sees it, in my humble estimation, Now sees it as a way. When was the last time you heard about Now? It's a way to get their name in the paper, and hopefully a couple of extra dollars in donations this month. And beyond that, I don't see any involvement or interest from them at all.
I consider myself a feminist. I've always had to fight for everything I ever wanted in life because I was a woman who had ambitions. And so, I'm not going to be knocking that group, but I'm still amazed. I mean, I read those papers, the St. Pete and the Tampa, and I'm amazed that people have the gall to express what's their personal opinion in something that's supposed to be journalism. And, I realize columnists can take a little more liberty. But I'm really disappointed. I was very much looking forward to hearing him.
I'm devastated.
And I'm wondering if there's not a little more involved. They sort of intimated on the news that NBC was getting a lot of threats. Just a lot of threats.
Well, that's one possibility. There is another possibility, something you may not be aware of, but his attorney of record for the civil suits has changed in the last 24 hours.
I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, Cochran is no longer the attorney of record on the civil litigation. He has a new attorney whose name escapes me, who is... frankly, better suited for this type of litigation than Cochran. And also, there's another benefit to changing attorney of record as well, and that is the deposition that would have been scheduled for next Monday will almost surely be put off because he has a new attorney who's going to need time to...
Right, I was a legal secretary for years. There's tons of things that can be put off. The man's been out of jail a week. I'm sure he needs a little more time to gather himself together.
And quite possibly, this new attorney just put the screws to him and said, you go on there, I'm not going to defend you.
So the word is that it's Simpson that pulled the plug on it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That's the wall. That's the word.
Okay. Well,
based upon advice from his attorney, but...
I'm really disappointed.
Like
you said, I really wanted to hear from him. I watched Charlie Rose last week, with Shuck and Peter, whatever his name is, Shuck's partner. And very... Peter Neufeld, you're right. Very articulate. It made Charlie look like a sap. Charlie's an attorney too. So, very sharp men. I can't believe that they would have represented Simpson if they hadn't believed in his innocence either. We're not going to redo the trial, but I just wanted to call, and I just called really to see what was going on. And they said, did I want to talk to you? And I did, so thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
576 WSUN in Pinellas and Hillsborough, 221 WSUN, and of course toll free 1-800-356 WSUN. Sharon, far more devastated than I, far more devastated than probably anyone in the entire listening audience, because Sharon had scheduled laundry tonight. Thought that the O.J. Simpson interview was a good excuse to put it off, and now ain't no more excuses. So Sherry's headed to the laundromat.
That's unless I get back a little too late from the vet tonight, because I'm taking the kitties in to have their gums checked. So if I get home too late, I can't do it. I'll have to put it off.
Of all the sleazy excuses.
No.
You don't even have any cats.
I do. I have 2 kitties, 2 old, half-toothless kitties, and they need their gums checked, so we're going to the doctor. All right.
And another day of dirty laundry.
Well, yeah. That's been piling up. Why worry about it now? It's not going anywhere. Damn it.
It's 3:58.
And now, an AM 620 WSUN Traffic Patrol update. Here's Chris Walker.
Going to find a couple of injury accidents on the Pinellas side this afternoon. You had injuries in Clearwater on Hercules and Sunset Point, and one in St. Petersburg on 9th Avenue North and 34th Street. Wrapping up an accident East Bay and Country Club, and wrapping one up in Palm Harbor on US 19 and Westside. That was an earlier injury accident. Not too bad at all over on the Hillsborough side of the bay. Just one crash, and it's wrapping up on northbound Dale Mabry under 275. This report is the service of the Oprah Winfrey Show. Prepare yourself for every emergency, whether it's a bad burn, a flat tire, or a hurricane heading for your home. Emergency education tomorrow at 4, only on WFLA Channel 8. Chris Walker, AM 620 WSUN Traffic Patrol.
AM 620 WSUN. The opinions expressed are not necessarily those of the advertisers, management, or staff of AM 620 WSUN. Entertaining talk radio.
Give it up for the hardest working team in the NHL. Working! Ciccone bangs him into the board. What a hit! Working! Hanalik fires that puck home. It's hammer time. Working! Say you're black and blue. Yeah, working. Say you're black and blue now. I'm working hard. It's what I got to do. They're the hardest working team playing the coolest game on earth. And this Thursday, October 12th, the Tampa Bay Lightning take on the Montreal Canadiens at the Thunderdome. Game time starts at 7:35. For tickets, call Ticketmaster now at 813-287-8844. The Tampa Bay Lightning, the hardest working team in the NHL. Working. Say you're black and blue. Here's Bratton with the breakaway. He's shooting. He's scored. Yeah, working. Say you're black and blue. Check it, baby. All work. Every play.
Guess what? You can stop smoking, guaranteed. If you've tried to quit using hypnosis, nicotine patches, or simply cold turkey, you know how strong the addiction can be. But Dr. Stephen Mazur is using a medical procedure that carries a U.S. government patent. Immediately after treatment, patients will notice that they have virtually no desire or taste for cigarettes. The cravings and feelings of irritability simply will not be there. The International Journal of the Addiction documented a success rate at 89.6%. Dr. Mazur says that after 22 years of private practice, this is the most effective procedure for patients who smoke. Quitting smoking is a private decision. When you are ready to quit, Dr. Mazur will guarantee your success, or he'll treat you free. You can call Dr. Mazur in Clearwater at 725-4224. Call Dr. Mazur now. You'll breathe easier. 725-4224.
AM 620 WSUN. St. Petersburg, Tampa, Clearwater. Your official free crap station. Now back to Lassiter on AM 620 WSUN. Entertaining talk radio.
When you start to feel that itching and burning, you want relief right away.
Introducing Monostop 7, now available without a prescription.
With Monostop 7, I feel better fast.
Monostop 7 contains powerful medicine to fight infection and relieve discomfort fast.
Now, when I get a yeast infection...
Oh, God, you said it.
I said yeast infection.
Oh, you said it again.
What?
I knew what you were talking about. You didn't have to come out and say it.
Yeast infections are nothing to be ashamed of.
Of course there's something to be ashamed of. They're disgusting.
It's not that bad. There's just a little discharge.
Oh, discharge.
Maybe a little itching around the groin.
Groin. No, don't say groin.
Well, what am I supposed to call it then?
Down there. Just call it down there.
Okay, fine.
Monostop 7. It's good to use when you don't feel good down there.
Oh, that's just stupid.
Shut up, you potty mouth.
Monostop 7. You know what it is, you know what it does. Just use it quietly and stop talking about it.
2.5 minutes after the hour of 4 o'clock. Welcome back. Hour number 3 for Wednesday, October the 10th.
I think it's the 11th.
11th? Please.
Yep, Jeffy's holding up 2 index fingers.
No, he's flipping me a double bird.
Oh,
coincidentally, it is October the 11th. Let's go to a cell phone in St. Petersburg. Hi, Sal. You're on the air at WSUN.
Hey, Mr. Lassiter. How you doing?
Doing fine.
I hope this isn't a stupid question, but can you explain in layman's terms what the civil suit is? I mean, he went to trial, he was acquitted, and now he's being brought back to trial. Is it the same charges again?
The civil action, there are three cases pending against him. One filed by the Brown family on behalf of his children. One filed by Ronald Goldman's natural mother, who was a very bizarre woman. And one filed by Ronald Goldman's natural father. These suits, under California law, there's a 1-year statute of limitations, had to be filed prior to June 12th, 1995, while the criminal proceedings were still in effect. They're wrongful death suits filed for monetary damages. And strangely enough, under civil law, it doesn't make any difference whether he was acquitted or found guilty. And this is where it starts to get a little foggy for me too, to be perfectly honest with you. The rules of evidence are different in civil court than they are in criminal court. Hearsay, for example, is much looser in civil court than it is in criminal court. Also, I don't believe, if I'm not mistaken, in California, you do not need a unanimous decision by the jury. And things.
The majority would win?
Yes.
Okay, I think it's a 12-man.
Yeah, I think it's 10-2, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about that, but somewhere in the back of my head, I believe it's 10-2 in civil cases in California.
Even though he's been found innocent or not guilty by his peers, he can be now brought back to court with looser and could be found guilty, but it would only be for monetary compensation.
Correct.
Okay. It's not the law. I think I'm glad I'm living in Florida, not in California, but...
I think you could do the same in Florida, too, by the way.
Oops. All right. Okay, thank you very much. It cleared up. I don't understand it.
I don't understand it either. It frankly doesn't seem right to me.
Like double jeopardy, almost.
As far as I'm concerned, as I said earlier, while I disagreed with the verdict in the Rodney King beating, I vehemently disagreed with the second set of charges against him.
That's right, because that was civil. That was a civil suit the second time around. Is that correct?
Well, a civil rights, federal civil rights charge, which was a criminal charge.
But he cannot be put in jail for, even if he was found guilty.
No.
By a civil suit. The only thing that can happen is he could be fined. Correct?
Basically, yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
You're quite welcome.
Enjoy your show. Have a good day.
Thank you. 576 WSUN in Pinellas and Hillsborough, 221 WSUN. I don't know. Somehow, the law is almost always common sense. Sometimes it isn't common sense, and this is one of those times when it just doesn't seem to me to be common sense. I cannot think of a situation that I could be comfortable with, where someone is charged with a crime for whatever the reason. Doesn't make any difference what the reason is. They are found not guilty in a criminal court and then can be sued and found guilty in a civil court. Just doesn't seem to make any sense to me. I find it very difficult to comprehend that one. But such is life. There are a lot of things I can't comprehend.
A lot of things that worry you, upset you.
Well, I don't know that it worries or upsets me. I just said I can't comprehend it. It ain't really my problem.
You're already upset tonight, Bobby. You're already upset about something. Don't think about it too hard. You're going to go home very depressed. And you probably will anyway.
I'm devastated. Just devastated.
And maybe we'll have another drunk caller.
Well, you see, I don't think I would be nearly as bummed out had I not happened to hear his call to Larry King. Because I came in the next day and I used the words righteous indignation. I heard in that man's voice righteous indignation. And in the few minutes that he was on the air, he said a couple of things that really, really piqued my interest. And I probably wouldn't be anywhere near as bummed out had I not heard that call. I was genuinely looking forward to hearing his explanation, his answers to the questions that everybody, frankly, has. And they're all valid questions. I just wanted to see how he was going to deal with them. Wanted to see how he was going to handle them. And I knew that from a legal standpoint, it was a very stupid thing to do. An incredibly stupid thing to do. It has nothing whatsoever to do with you're guilty or you're innocent or you're running from it. If you don't have anything to hide, which problem? It's an incredibly stupid thing to do. But, what the hell? I'm like everybody else. I'm a selfish man. I satisfy my needs first, then we worry about yours. So I wanted to hear him.
Should we do that turkey sandwich when we were here ago? Come think of it. Now that you put it that way.
Wait a second. There were 4 quarters of the 2 sandwiches. I took but 1 quarter, leaving the 2 of you 3 quarters to fight over.
You told me not to cut it in 3s. What do you think, Jeffy?
What are you talking about? Are you still bitching about the sandwiches?
Yeah, exactly. I don't believe it says on here, love your show, Sharon. This is for you, Jeffy, and what's his name?
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't. Let's go to his cell phone. Hi, Sal. You're on the air at WSUN.
Hi, Bob.
Hi.
Just want to comment on OJ's change of heart here. I think it was terribly foolish of him to even consider going on TV and answering questions.
It was incredibly stupid. I still wanted him to do it.
Right. But on the other hand, it only means to me that the man is out of his mind if he even considered that. And one more piece of evidence that leads me to believe that he is guilty.
Well, I guess you've never had to live with 1.5 years of people ripping you to shreds and not being able to open your mouth.
True. Still, it doesn't change my opinion. Thanks a lot.
Well, there's nothing that could change your opinion, sir. Is there?
Not so far.
No, I said there is nothing that could change your opinion, is there?
Yes, they find somebody else. Some evidence that somebody else did it. That would change my opinion.
Well,
Yes, I told you. Can't argue with that, can you, Bob? Thank you.
No, sir, I can't. You're right, sir. I cannot argue with illogic. You're quite correct. Nobody can. 576 WSUN in Pinellas and Hillsborough, 221 WSUN. Cannot argue with a stubborn mule, sir. You can try all you want, but it's a foolish waste of your time.
Why don't I know that?
How can I possibly argue with a tower of intellect that says things like, well, that's proof to me that he is guilty since he won't do it. Let's do green, and on top of that, I thought all you guys didn't want him to. Let's do green country.
That's what it looks like. Who's green country? Jeffy.
Hi, Green. You're on the air at WSUN.
It is green country.
Really?
Yeah.
Where the hell's green country?
Oh, way north campus.
Oh, okay.
Number one,
with Jeffy,
yeah, he's jumping up and down in the control room.
I mean, it's close enough to Tarpon Springs with the way Jeffy spells it.
He even was adamant in finding out where it was, so I give Jeffy credit there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll be damned.
The President Skyway was May 8th, 1980. That's a day that, always lived in my memory, and I know exactly where I was when I heard it and everything.
Yeah.
Number 2 is, I thought on the Earl trial, I've got my questions on whether of his guilt or innocence, but I think that the prosecution didn't do the job that they should have done. But I also too.
Yeah, prosecution's the ones that ought to be getting sued by the Goldmans and the Browns.
If that was my daughter, and I have 3 daughters, that I concur with you totally. The other thing is that I heard OJ when he called in to Larry King also, and that really swayed my mind a lot because I did hear the indignation in his voice, and I'm a person that doesn't like liars, quitters, cheaters, and phonies, and when someone accuses me of something, and I get that wavering
tone and quality in my voice also.
It's when he said, you know, because I never thought of this, and we talked a little bit about this on the air.
Are you watching the same song?
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, and that really, you know, you just said...
Because I knew precisely what he meant.
Yep, and you just said to the other caller, you know, you can't change your mind. Well, I went from maybe 40 or 60-40 guilty to 50-50.
No, I went from 60-40 innocent to 70-30 innocent, and I was hoping to make the other swing tonight.
Yeah, well, and that's what I was saying. I wanted to see it tonight, and I hope that after the civil suits are done, because I won't pay for the pay-per-view. There's no way that I'll pay for.
Well, I would have, but apparently neither you nor I have to worry about making a decision on that.
You got more money than I do, too, so.
Well, it's deductible for me, too.
Now, I had something else to say, but I forgot what it was. But I did write a little ditty.
Oh, a ditty?
Yes, I did.
Wow, we haven't had a ditty for a long time. Do your ditty, dude.
Now, I got to preface this.
Yeah.
You know the guy who introduces your show now?
Yeah.
I'm about 10 times worse than him. I can't carry a tune in a suitcase. But it's the Blue Moon.
Okay.
Full moon is when they call the Lassiter show without a thought of their own. Full moon, it brings out all the wackadoos that are all full of booze. Full moon, all the armchair judges for the OJs, they don't care what their real jury says. Full moon, the idiots show their ignorance with which isn't worth a pence. Full moon, the chronics are loose, they're calling the moose. Someone, please hang him from a noose. Full moon.
Oh, that was beautiful. Just beautiful. Is he gone? Did he hang up, or maybe somebody there at work hung up on him? It's just beautiful. Chuffy, do we have a spare car? Keep it in case somebody calls in with a good ditty. Let's go to, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. Beautiful. Let's go to Largo. Hi, Largo. You're on the air at WSUN.
Hey, Bob.
Hi.
Lock and load.
Lock and load.
So, do you think this was a publicity stunt all the way?
No.
No?
No. No, why would you think it's a publicity stunt? What the hell's to be gained from it?
Well, OJ to get to convince everybody else, NBC to get the ratings, or ABC to get the ratings?
It's not going on, sir.
Well, when it was. You think they got pressured by the wife beaters and everybody else to get it off of there?
No. No, absolutely not, no. No, it's not a publicity stunt. It was for real. It was for real by a man who just couldn't take it anymore, and even though it was a very foolish thing, considering his illegal position to do, was prepared to go ahead with it, and at the last minute, obviously somebody showed him the errors of his ways. And it's going to cause a lot of problems for a lot of people.
Oh,
and NBC is almost surely going to lose Brian Gumbel over it.
Oh, probably. But, you know, what great loss did Brian Gumbel to the world?
Well, it's a pretty big loss to NBC.
I suppose if you like him, it is.
Well, a lot of people do, sir.
Thanks for clearing that up for me. I appreciate it.
Okay. 16 minutes after the hour, 4 o'clock.
Now, an AM 620 WSUN Traffic Patrol update. Here's Chris Walker.
They're going to find accidents on the Pinellas side of the bay at northbound 34th Street and 9th Avenue North. That one's blocking the left lane. EMS is on the scene. Clearwater injury accident, Hercules and Sunset Point. Next time you up a bit this afternoon. East Bay and Country Club in Largo still trying to wrap up one at that location. Latest accident in Hillsborough County, Del Mabry, north of Bears. This report is the service of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Take rumble and roll with the Buccaneers as they take on the Minnesota Vikings Sunday, October 15th. Tickets are on sale now. Call 879-BUCKS or Ticketmaster today. Chris Walker, AM 620 WSUN Traffic Patrol.
Tampa Bay Lightning Hockey.
Cullen red light. Left wing pass, Sullivan. Nice pick down the slot. Returns Cullen. Left circle. Breaks it. Hit front. Sullivan up and scores! What a beautiful play! Bingo! A power play goal. Third one of the night by the Lightning. They're 3 for 6, and they have a 3-1 lead. What a big goal!
Thursday, it's the Lightning and the Canadians at the Dome. Pre-game at 7, face-off 7:35 on Sports Radio 910 WFNS and AM 620 WSUN.
Thanksgiving, 1895, the day of America's first auto race. It was a snowy 55-mile course stretching from Chicago to Waukegan. Of the 80 cars that entered, only 6 managed to leave the starting line. Only 2 finished. The winner's average speed, 7.5 miles an hour. But American auto racing had begun. And today, 100 years later, there's just no stopping it. And so, in celebration of this great sport, Circle K is proud to announce an incredible offer. Right now, when you fill up with $5 or more of Circle K Performance gasoline, you'll not only help maximize your engine's performance, you'll also drive away with a collectible stock car for just 99 cents. There are 4 cars in all, each a replica of the car raced by Ricky Rudd, Sterling Marley, Terry Labonte, or David Green. There's a different car each week while supplies last. Collect the whole set only at Circle K. But hurry, these cars are going fast.
Hello, this is Gary Spivey, Psychic for the Stars, and remember, I come on right after Bob Lassiter from 6 to 8 p.m. here on AM 620 WSUN. Now back to my sales manager at Spivey's Corner, Mr. Bob Lassiter.
I thought she was almost broke to that.
He's doing this on purpose.
Well, you asked me not to start without you before.
Yeah, but Jeffy's not playing as many commercials as he might. You know?
Oh, I'm sorry, Sharon. Just let me know when you have to go away, and I'll have a 20-minute break for you, okay?
You saw me walk by. You could have at least played 2 commercials.
Oh, children, stop sniping. By the way, before I forget, I want to again thank the Riviera Delicatessen, which is located in the Gateway Crossing Shopping Center, Roosevelt Boulevard in St. Petersburg, for apparently no rhyme or reason, sending over a couple of absolutely delicious sandwiches. And there is something I've got to say. First of all, I thought John hated me.
That's why Paul sent them over. Thanks, Paul.
Yeah, thanks, Paul. John hates me. The couple of times I have had food from the Riviera Deli, which was always when it was sent over to somebody else. So the only time they ever sent it to me. God, it's good. It has always been fantastic. And you see, even though John hates me, John is from the Northeast.
No,
and no. There is something that a sandwich shop, a deli shop, call it whatever the hell you want, in the Northeast would never, ever do that is routinely done in this part of the country and maybe other parts of the country as well. But anybody worth his salt that runs any kind of a sandwich shop up north would never put out a sandwich to a customer that was not on absolutely the freshest bread possible. Not available, possible. And that is one of the things I have always noticed about the Riviera Deli, is that their bread tastes like it just came out of the oven, no matter what time of the day. And I'm sorry, but there are not all, but some of our friends who do business in this area who say, well, the bread's 4 or 5 hours beyond, it's can't hammer nails with it yet, so we'll put it out anyway. And they even do that in the fast food burger places too. We'll put out bread that is, because that's what the sandwich is all about. It's the bread.
It was really fresh.
People keep asking, what's so special about the cheesesteaks? And I tell you, one of the things that's so special about them is the bread. And the Riviera Deli obviously brought with them the fine Northeastern tradition of never put out a sandwich on anything other than the freshest bread. And so thanks, guys. Really appreciate it. Let's do St. Petersburg. Hi, St. You're on the air at WSUN.
Hi, how are you this afternoon?
Doing fine.
Boy, you caught me with some of those old songs. I was thinking about some of the old war songs with one of those songs you were singing. And surprised that those haven't been remade. I'm only 37, but I remember as a kid hearing those songs being played on the radio in the car and things like that. Surprised somebody hasn't remade those. But anyway, what I wanted to get to originally was the justice system and the complaint that everybody seems to have with it. And I was trying to think of a new approach as to how we could go about coming to the truth from a different pathway. And the only thing I can think of is that we've got to start with the lie detector machine. With technology the way it is today.
Lie detector machine is hopelessly inaccurate.
Well, that's true, but with the other technology that's around today, there's got to be other ways to measure, accurately measure, the difference between someone's uncomfortable in telling the truth, someone's comfortable telling the truth, uncomfortable not telling the truth.
Well, there are one or two minor problems with that come to mind. The first one is there isn't any such technology, and the second one is you can't be compelled to testify against yourself.
And that would be forcing you to testify against yourself.
Well, of course it would.
Okay. Well, I hadn't considered that. Well, I just thought that if we change the system so that, we can use this machine that we now all concur, all the courts agree that,
well, first of all, I'm not aware of any great problem that we have in this country with people being acquitted. A couple of nights ago, on Crossfire on CNN, the marvelous Bob Novak threw out a half a statistic at somebody that was absolutely mind-boggling, and it was a vile thing to put. The way that statistic was compiled is that they are acquitting nearly 100% of citizens who are coming before them on gun charges.
Yes, but we also.
In other words, a merchant in a store who was found to have a gun goes on criminal trial in New York, and juries in New York are saying that is outrageous. We don't give a crap what the law is. It is outrageous that a citizen can't have a gun.
And, well, it's also outrageous.
But Mr. Novak implied that black juries were letting black murderers and rapists off, which isn't true.
As I was saying, though, it is also inappropriate that there are people in jail who really shouldn't be there. And I think that number is probably larger than we think, based on how the legal system can be manipulated. So what I'm looking for is a way to say, all right, guilty, not guilty. Sorry, this violates your rights. Whoops, we're going to have to. Sorry, just this once. You can't have it your way. But, put your hand on this machine and we can tell whether you're telling the truth or not. Something along these lines, what would a machine like that coming into being do to our legal system? Why wouldn't it be used?
Because it's not going to ever be developed.
No.
No machine has ever been developed that's smarter than a human being.
We're getting there.
No, we're not.
Well, computers, I work with them in detail. And
maybe they can add faster than you, but they can't really deal in your thought processes. They can't deal in abstracts and things of that nature.
No, but they can deal with sensory input. And that's what I'm saying. There's got to be something that we can find in a human
All they can do is measure the input that's put into them. They can't tell, the source of that input and whether or not it's true, and they never will be able to.
Well, I think I'll just do one more thing and then I'll quit. I think a little bit of research into looking for something that is infallible as to whether you're telling the truth in the body itself is probably not unlikely.
Would you like to be judged by a machine? Of course not.
Would I like to be judged by a machine if I believed in it?
Yes, come in here, Mr. Jones. We've got your 1987 tax return here. Put your finger in that hole over there in that machine.
Uh-huh.
Now, these deductions for lunches here.
Well, now you're trying to avoid the truth. Did I screw up? If the answer is yes, then I should be afraid to put my finger in that machine.
Did you screw up?
If I screwed up in 1970.
Well, yeah, actually, maybe that's just the whole point. Maybe it was an honest mistake, huh?
Well, if it was an honest mistake, you'd be able to tell that, too, because it would come up as a false, and we'd say we still have the paperwork.
Well, no, but you see, the machine's only going to be able to, all the machine is ever going to be able to do is say, did you really have lunch or did you not really have lunch? That's all the machine's ever going to be able to do.
Okay, well, it was worth the battle, and definitely worth talking to you.
Okay, dude.
All right.
Be good. 576 WSUN in Pinellas and Hillsborough, 221 WSUN. I would never want to be judged by a machine.
No?
Would you? You can't reason with a machine. You can't explain to a machine. I mean, it would be really great if we lived in a world this world that some people like to fantasize in, where there are absolutes. We don't live in a world of absolutes. There is no such thing outside of the fact that there are absolutely no absolutes. That's the only absolute I'm aware of. Other than that, there are no absolutes.
Okay.
And that's all a machine would ever be able to deal with. That's why it takes takes another human being and that other human being's experience and the other human being's compassion and the other human being's common sense to be able to judge whether or not someone else is guilty of a crime or, whatever the charge may be. It's 4:28.
Now, an AM 620 WSUN traffic patrol update. Here's Chris Walker.
Westbound East Bay, east of Starkey, you've got the left lane taken up with a crash. You also have a blockage on the left lane northbound 34th Street, 9th Avenue North in St. Petersburg. That's an injury accident. One in Clearwater with injuries and blockage, Hercules and Sunset Point, that intersection. And U.S. 19 South Curler getting reports of an accident at that location. Hillsborough County, overall, not too bad this afternoon. Getting a little building volume across the Bay Area bridges. A little bit of volume on the interstate system through the interchange, and have a couple of accidents off to the side, Hillsborough Avenue near 275. This report is in service of Builders Square. Enter the Builders Square Safe and Secure Sweepstakes to win one of the 6 trips to Universal Studios Hollywood, including air travel on U.S. Air. Get safe and secure with Builders Square. No purchase necessary. Chris Walker, AM 620, WSUN Traffic Patrol.
You never know what's going to happen on Hooters on the Radio.
Here's what happened when BL decided to mix religion with one of our live commercials.
Is Jesus in that body? We want to know. Give us a call. Okay, does Jesus ever take over your own body? Maybe he could. How do you know? That's only the answers of the unknown, Julie. Ooh. It's only the answer to the daiquiri deck. Ooh, the daiquiri. I bet Jesus created daiquiri deck. On the 7th day. Now he rested there. Oh, get up, Jesus. Yeah, he stayed. Hell, he needed some rest. It's the daiquiri deck. It's the only deck. Get up, Jesus. We're taking you to the daiquiri. It's 11:27. You better drop back and punch.
So you always have to listen. Hooters on the Radio, weekdays 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. on AM 620 WSUN.
Normally, your engine sounds something like this. But if you could isolate engine parts and listen to them alone, you'd get a completely different picture. Your valves, for instance. What you're hearing is metal hitting metal, which can lead to damaging engine wear. Now listen to a cylinder. That's a piston ring grinding away at the cylinder wall, which is nothing compared to what's going on in your bearing case. The fact is, the only thing protecting your engine from completely destroying itself is a layer of oil 1/1000th of an inch thick. That's why you need Castrol GTX. Castrol provides maximum protection against viscosity and thermal breakdown. Because if your oil breaks down, the next thing you could be hearing is... And that sounds pretty bad no matter what part of the engine you're listening to. Castrol GTX, engineered for greater protection against breakdown.
Castrol GTX, on sale this week at all participating Discount Auto Parts locations, Florida's largest auto parts chain.
Catch the Ron and Ron Show, weekday mornings from 6 to 10 on AM 620 WSUN.
Century 31. We won't stop until we get your house sold.
Yes, congratulations. I just sold your house. Oh. And I got a good price for it, too.
Honey, did you list our house for sale?
No.
I found the perfect buyer. We closed this morning, and they'll be moving in this afternoon.
This afternoon?
You have 3 hours to get your stuff out. Congratulations.
Wait, you sold our house?
Yes, at Century 31, we're determined to sell your house no matter what.
But we didn't want to sell our house.
This has nothing to do with you. I don't work for you. I work for Century 31. And Century 31 was determined to sell your house, which they've done. Now get out.
Oh, but the kids don't want to change school.
They won't have to. The kids are staying.
Huh?
I had to throw them in to clinch the sale. See, it's right here in the contract. Light fixtures, window treatments, kids. They all stay.
You sold our kids?
Don't worry. You get to keep the washer and dryer.
Well, that's something.
Honey!
Well, they're expensive. We can always have another kid.
Sir, your wife won't be going with you.
Why not?
As part of the sales agreement, I had to sell her into white slavery.
What?
Yes, you'll be working in a brothel in Shanghai, taking on up to a dozen hot, sweaty Chinamen every single night.
Oh, my God!
Well, you always wanted to see Asia.
Honey!
So, when can you cut me a check?
You're a Century 31 agent. Just do what they say and you won't get hurt.
4:33 the time. Of course, big news today in the world of finance and sports and celebrity endorsements. Martina Navratilova will be the spokesperson for the Rainbow Card. A card being issued Well, I suppose anybody can get one, but a card being issued and marketed toward the gay and lesbian community so that, when you stop in and, I don't know, get your transmission fixed or something, you can not only pay for it with your credit card, but you can say, I'm gay, too. I don't understand. I just don't understand. I try so hard to understand, but I don't understand this one. All right, thanks for fixing my transmission. I thought you'd want to know that I was gay.
Huh?
Let's do Plant City. Hi, Plant. You're on the air at WSUN.
Hello, Mr. Lassiter.
Hi there, Plant.
First-time caller.
All right.
Nice squeak toy.
Yes, it is. Want to sniff?
Well, I was calling about the conversation I heard a few minutes ago about the right of business owners and residents to have guns for people that are stealing from them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was in a situation where I had 16 years invested in everything that I had in my little building out in my yard. Tools, lawn maintenance equipment and such. It was several $1,000s. It took me 16 years to accumulate, and it'll take me 16 years to get it back, probably. But it was stolen in a matter of 10 minutes, and I came out of my house and I saw the people leaving. And if I would have had a gun, I could have stopped them from stealing my property. But I didn't have one, and they left with it, and I never got it back. So now I'm looking at another 16 years of my life before I can get this property back.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, what comes around should go around. I mean, if I could put a bullet in them, even if I didn't kill them, I mean, they'd remember that for the rest of their life, and then they would never go steal from somebody else again because they would have that bullet there to remind them of what that was like.
Okay.
Do you not agree with me?
That's not what I was talking about, sir.
Well, I'm aware of that, but I was just trying to point out a point of view that it's not right for people to go stealing from somebody.
You think that I think it's right for people to go stealing from somebody, sir?
No, I don't, Mr. Lassiter.
Then why would you ask me if I agree with it? 576 WSUN in Pinellas in Hillsborough. Well, Sharon, if you want to deal with stupid questions on your show, go right ahead. I'm deeply insulted when somebody asks me a stupid question like, well, do you think I have a right, or should I let people steal from me?
Just spark the thought in his head.
I just don't, I'm sorry.
Just spark feelings.
I don't want this show to sound like every other talk show in the country. And I discourage people from, saying stupid things. Sorry. Rosemary's the exception. 576 WSUN in Pinellas. Let's go to a cell phone in Tampa. Hi, Sal. You're on the air at WSUN.
Hey, Bob. How you doing?
Doing great. How are you doing, dude?
Not bad. Let me preface this by saying I probably watched less than an hour of the O.J. trial.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably one of the few in this world that did.
No, sir. I dare say that you're in the vast majority.
Well, I look at it this way. I lived in Europe for about 5 years working for an American company, and was able to see probably about 18, 19 countries. And we by far have one of the finest judicial systems, bar none, in the world.
That's right. It's full of problems. It's full of inequities and all.
We have problems and we have inequities.
But ain't nobody figured out a better one yet.
No, that's right. That's absolutely right. But what happened and what people don't understand is that jury acquitted or found O.J. not guilty. So the rest of the people need to understand that O.J., as far as the world is concerned, is not guilty, whether with their personal feelings is or not. There was a jury of 12 of his peers that found him not guilty. And now people are saying, well, it was all because he had all this money. Well, look at Mike Tyson. He had a bunch of money, and they didn't acquit him.
And so did Mrs. Helmsley. She had a lot of money. They didn't acquit her, and, on and on and on. There's a long list of them.
The Founding Fathers developed our judicial system to ensure, now, granted, we do have innocent people in prison by accident, but the vast majority of the people who are not guilty are found not guilty because of our judicial system. Yes, some people do fall through the cracks. I don't care what your own personal views are. Maybe you think O.J. is guilty,
but by law, he's innocent.
Well, there's something that's very important that most Americans, for whatever reason I do not know, and that is our founding fathers. We have the vote and we have the jury system just by the skin of our teeth. Our founding fathers did not like the common man, thought that he was basically too damn stupid to be trusted with things like the vote and to be trusted with things like serving on a jury. However, they also did not trust themselves. They did not want to be judged by an elite group of wealthy people and power brokers, and thought they stood a far better chance of being judged by the common man, of reasoning with the common man. So consequently, we have the vote and we have the jury system.
You're absolutely right. You had 12 jurors, and not all those jurors were black who acquitted O.J.
Doesn't make a damn bit of difference if they were or weren't.
That's right. But people are saying, oh, it was a black jury, and so, of course, he got off. That's bull crap.
The only reason people can see that is because they can well conceive of a white jury doing something like that. That's the only reason they can conceive of that.
The bottom line is reasonable doubt. And the prosecution, in my mind, everything that the NBC News has said, and what I've read in the newspapers, they must have had reasonable doubt because they did acquit him. And so O.J. Simpson, as far as I'm concerned, is not guilty. Whether my personal belief was that he was or not, he is not guilty.
No, there are so many things that we're being so disingenuous. God, that's a word I hate.
I know.
That we're being so disingenuous in terms of this jury are concerned. As an example, first of all, nobody but those 12 people heard every word of testimony, including the judge, including the prosecutors, including the defense attorneys, including O.J. Simpson. The only person for people that were in that courtroom for every word of testimony were the 12 jurors, period.
And that's why the American public should side with the jurors that he is not guilty, because they saw everything. Yeah, they didn't get to see the sidebars or the arguments over Furman tapes or whatnot, but still, they saw 99% of what everybody else did not see, and that made them believe that he was not guilty. So in my mind, whatever my personal views were of O.J. Simpson, or what anybody's personal views are of O.J. Simpson, he is not guilty.
The jury saw what the state, the judge, thought was the only relevant information in the case. A lot of us saw a lot of additional things that the judge ruled irrelevant.
Absolutely.
Or improper. So they are the only people, again, that were able to make a judgment based upon what the law says was relevant.
So O.J. Simpson's not guilty. The bottom line, he is not guilty.
He's not guilty, and God damn it, he's not going to be on the air tonight, so what am I going to do?
And God damn it, he gets away with murder. What can you say?
He well may have.
Hey, you hear what O.J., the last thing O.J. said to Marcia Clark?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, can I have my hat and gloves back, please?
I'll be damned.
Hey, Bob.
Yeah.
Tell Sharon I said hi.
Okay.
Got a great program.
Sharon, the guy said hi.
Oh, hi.
Hi, Sharon.
Sharon said hi.
If you ever lose your bodyguard, let me know.
Oh, thanks.
Take care, dude.
Thanks a lot, man. Bye-bye.
576 WSUN in Pinellas, in Hillsboro, 221 WSUN. Another cell phone. I sell you're on the air at WSUN.
Hi, Bob.
Hi.
You touched on something about the Sunshine Staley Bridge earlier. Or at least I heard one of your listeners calling it the date of the collapse of the bridge.
Uh-huh.
That's one thing I didn't understand. They never mentioned when that bridge collapsed that 10 years earlier, in 1970, that bridge had been taken apart in the same location that it had fallen down in 10 years after that, and had been taken apart due to a structural defect in the bridge. Why was that never disclosed to the public?
I have no idea, sir. I know nothing about it. I wasn't here.
I just had a question. I heard you say you didn't understand something, and something has been bothering me for a number of years.
Okay, I wish I could help, but I can't.
Thanks.
Okay.
That was a big old ship that hit us all, too.
The Great Bridge Controversy. That's a can of worms, Sharon.
One of the stories I can remember everything about.
Oh, I'm sure if I had been here, it would be a day I would have never forgotten.
You weren't here?
No. That was 1980. I didn't get here until 85.
I can remember names for the longest time.
Sure.
For the longest time, I think I still remember the only person who went over the bridge who
survived. I believe his name was Wesley McIntyre.
I would think that if I were living here, if I were living here at the time, that story would be at least on a par, if not bigger than any story of my lifetime. The Kennedy assassination, Challengers blowing up, any story of my life. If that was a local story to me, with the bridge falling down, buses on it and cars and crap like that.
What are they gesturing about? What are you gesturing about,
They sit in there and they do this. They know full well that we can't hear them.
What,
at least twice a day we comment on it, complain about it, and it still goes on.
You've got the tape on transmission. There's something that doesn't work anymore. The cart's bad.
Oh, come on.
I think so.
Where is it?
It's over in the...
I don't want the tape.
You love it.
Chat with Churn. Do it on Chat with Churn.
It's like the best of.
I don't know anybody that's in favor of collapsing bridges. Do you, Peter? It's why I have the show, and my paycheck is much larger than yours.
Than all three of ours put together.
That's right. You have a show on Sunday. Pal with Peter.
That's right.
Chat with Sharon, Pal with Peter. Do it on the Pal with Peter show.
Why? You guys are talking about it now. It's time wasting.
You mean you'd have to do... No, I am not talking about it now. I had one guy that's sitting in a bar. He and somebody else in the bar had too many beers. One of them said, I think the bridge came down in 03. And the other one said, I think it came down in 76. So not knowing what else to do, I foolishly had just given out the phone number. They called the show and asked. Somebody else driving down the street, only half listening to the show, an hour and a half later, calls up and thinks that it's a topic.
I thought it was.
You know the name of the ship that hit the bridge?
Yeah.
I don't care what the name of the ship was that hit the bridge.
You know the name of the ship that was in the Blackburn accident?
The Edmund Fitzgerald?
Nope.
Look at the tape.
It was the same year.
I guess the Jeff will play on
Two bizarre accidents. I don't think it was, Pete. It does.
It doesn't work on this show.
Mogo.
Jeffy.
I think we just have a day.
He's going to break something in there. Jeffy. I saw stuff shaking on both sides of the room.
Are we 12 miles out yet? Can we open the gambling?
Stop it!
It's 4:45.
Now, an AM 620 WSUN Traffic Patrol update. Here's Chris Walker.
Going to find an accident continuing to work on westbound East Bay, east of Starkey, and northbound McMullen Booth is very heavy this afternoon between 590 and 580. And if you're traveling across the eastbound side of the Gandy Bridge heading into Tampa, left lane taken up with construction all the way across the bridge. Couple of problems in Hillsborough County, Morse Bridge south of the Hillsborough Pasco County line. You have an injury accident working. Also have one with injuries to Waters in Manhattan. And northbound 275 south of Hillsborough, you have an accident. It's in the median, some glass in the roadway though, and some visual delays. And we have reports of an alligator, our Florida friend, in the roadway, northbound 275 south of Brucey Down, so watch out for him. 40's being called out there. This report is a service of the Oprah Winfrey Show. Prepare yourself for every emergency, whether it's a bad burn, a flat tire, or a hurricane heading for your home. Emergency education, next Oprah at 4, only on WFLA, Channel 8. Chris Walker, AM 620 WSUN Traffic Patrol.
Your life is a mess, and you don't know what to do. Get the inside scoop right here on the Gary Spivey Show from 6 to 8 on AM 620 WSUN. You gotta listen.
The Outdoor Sportsman Center at 6066th Street North, St. Petersburg offers 14,000 square feet of just about everything an outdoorsman could ever dream of. Combining the Army-Navy store and American Discount Marine, you get the best of the outdoors, all under one roof. American Discount Marine offers big discounts on such boating necessities as anchors, lines, oil, batteries, and tennis, as well as those little accessories you just gotta have. And if you trailer your boat, you'll find trailer accessories, including lights, tires, wheels, bearing kits, springs, axles, everything you need at American Discount Marine. In the Army Navy store, you'll find camping equipment, hunting equipment, and surplus sporting goods, work boots, hiking boots, guns, ammo, camp clothing, shorts, hats, t-shirts, self-defense equipment, and much more. If it's for outdoor fun, it's all there. Check out the specials currently available at the Outdoor Sportsman Center. Boat bimini tops from $99. Trailer light packages from $19. Canoes starting at $275. Tents for $50. Jungle boots $29.99. Guns and ammo sale. Camping gear sale. The Outdoor Sportsman has it all. The Army Navy store and American Discount Marine, 60th Avenue North and 66th Street.
We're in the studio with the world's only talking frog. Frog, what should you do when you see another tire ad? Rip it. That's right. Rip it out and bring it to Allied Tires and Service. We'll beat any total advertised price or give you that tire free. All the details are at the counter, no matter what ad. Firestone, rip it. Pet Boys, rip it. Tire Kingdom, rip it. Don Olson, rip it. Or anyone else, rip it. Nobody beats Allied's on the rim and out the door price, or it's free. Not some tires, every tire. Michelin, Dunlop, Goodyear, even economy radials, and only Allied gives you on the rim and out the door prices. Valve stems included, mounting included, lifetime balancing included, lifetime rotation included, a factory warranty included, even roadside assistance included. Nobody beats our total price. Nobody beats Allied, or it's free. So, Frog, what'll happen to those other tire dealers? Croak. Allied Tires and Service. Why would you buy your tires anywhere else?
From face-offs to high sticking, it's Tampa Bay Lightning hockey action all season on AM 620 WSUN, entertaining talk radio.
Are you sick of sweating it out at the regular health clubs? Wouldn't you rather lay on the couch all day, drink beer, listen to the Stones, and still knock off pounds? Then it's time for you to join the Keith Richards Fitness Centers. At the Keith Richards Fitness Centers, we'll work hard to give you that sunken-eyed, hollow cheek look of a real rock and roller. In fact, we guarantee dramatic, shocking weight loss, even if it kills you. How? By putting you on Keith's own daily regimen, that's how. Stretch out at one of our detanning booths. Pass out at one of our many juice bars. Or just come by and sleep all day. Keith does it. You can too.
Hello, I'm Keith Richards. You can talk about kicking the exercise habit, or you can do something about it. Join one of my fitness centers now, and in 2 mind-boggling weeks, you can be just like me, a bloody rat.
Join today and get the Keith Richards Health Kit, a carton of Marlboros, 3/4 of a bottle of Jack Daniels. Keith Richards Fitness Centers. Unleash the real rock and roller in you.
Sounds good to me. 4:50 the time, about 10 minutes away from the hour of 5 o'clock. 576 WSUN in Pinellas and Hillsborough, 221 WSUN, and of course, toll free somewhere. 1-800-356-WSUN. I think they move the location of that toll free number every day, so it's just kind of like toll free roulette.
Somewhere.
Yes, somewhere. Let's go to, I think this week it's in North Georgia. Let's go to North Tampa. Hi, North Tampa. You're on the air at WSUN.
Oh.
Well, it is a big chance. Let's do regular Tampa. Hi, regular Tampa. You're on the air at WSUN.
Hey, you guys.
Hi.
Sharon, did you get enough time that time?
I didn't even go away that time, actually. We kept sitting here talking about, why we don't want to talk about it.
I figured that was enough time. Anyways, I was curious to know how you feel about incrimination due to prejudice. And, court.
I don't know what incrimination due to prejudice is.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, and this is only hypothetical, but let's think, maybe 1969 or further back, and O.J. Simpson trial, and O.J. Simpson was, and even though Charles Manson carries his persona, and I certainly don't want to compare O.J. to Charles Manson, but the same type of figure walking into a courtroom, the same evidence, same circumstances, and the outcome.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, with O.J. Simpson's trial, and it wasn't O.J., let's say the same trial set under the pretenses of somebody like Charles Manson, long hair, scruffy look, the whole bit, same evidence, same circumstances, same case, and the outcome.
I would hope it would have been the same.
You think?
I would hope.
Yeah.
the whole thing, you know...
I mean, you've got the lead detective walking around for at least 3 hours and possibly 24 with the suspect's blood sample.
Right.
Very, very bad. You've got key evidence that is collected, sealed, and initialed at the crime scene and shows up at the lab in different envelopes. It should have never been opened.
Right.
You know, on and on and on. I can sit here for 10 minutes going through this kind of stuff. I would hope the outcome would have been the same.
I agree. I believe that me more than anybody, or maybe just as much as anybody else, definitely wanted to give O.J. the benefit of the doubt. And of course, since the case is over, I agree. The outcome came out the way it did, and that's the way it is. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what he has to say on television this evening, but I was just curious to see. I mean, I think there's so much fear, of the system. I know personally I've been through some experiences. I remember your story, your personal story about your little interlude with the law.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a similar circumstance. So, I mean, you just never know what can happen to you personally. So I guess you're always giving someone in that particular case the benefit of the doubt. And, of course, I don't think that anybody with as much fear as there is of the system nowadays, would put it beyond the law to be able to, do such a thing.
Okay, dude. Yes,
but
I know.
Appreciate your time. Thanks, Bob.
Take care. 576W. By the way, are there any of our good neoconservative friends out there that would like to call up and just absolutely rip to shreds those profiteering, good-for-nothing, foul, vile lawyers who are going to make a fortune off of this case? And, of course, I refer to Marcia Clark and Chris Darden.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't think so. 5-7, that's okay then, isn't it? Yeah, sure, that's okay, because you agree with them. 576 WSUN in Pinellas and Hillsborough, too. I mean, of course, they were very famous lawyers who everybody wanted to read their books before this trial, of course. 576 WSUN in Pinellas, Hillsborough, 221 WSUN, and, of course, toll free. 1-800-356-WSUN. New Port Richey. Hi, New. You're on the air at WSUN.
Good afternoon, your Bobness.
Good afternoon.
I just wanted to ask, whatever happened to the concept of better to let 100 guilty men go free than to wrongly convict one innocent one?
I have no idea.
And everybody's outraged because they think O.J. did it, and maybe he did, but the state didn't have a case.
Not even close to one.
That was my only comment.
Not if you follow the law, not if you follow the judge's instructions. The state never...